Welcome on in to another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry. It does look like it might be a solo show today, but that is all good. Solo shows have gone pretty well in the past when it comes to bet-wise, so that is totally fine with me. We will start the show as we usually do, and that is take a look at the current show standings. Yesterday, a bit of a rough day overall. Hockey moved back into the negatives there, but overall, almost 30 units up. So the show is doing well. I broke my best bet losing streak yesterday, which was awesome. So overall, NHL slightly not profitable. Everything else profitable. Basketball going well. NFL going well. Nothing has changed there, but we'll have some picks hopefully for tomorrow, or we will have picks. Sorry, for tomorrow's games and the next show coming up. MLB overall profitable. Uh, College football overall profitable, and same with other sports. Everything is overall profitable. But yeah, it does look like it will be a solo show today. So I will run through, starting with the first NHL game that I have for us to talk about, the Rangers and the Stars, which is starting approximately 2 p.m. Eastern, so approximately an hour from now. You can get New York Rangers minus 105 to minus 113, Dallas minus 104 to minus 110, 5.5s right across the board. So 5.5s do exist. It's been a while since we've seen them, and for good reason. We obviously will have Shesterkin in net for the Rangers, and we'll have the Jake Ottinger in net for the Dallas Stars. Ottinger has a 1.17 ERA, and I believe like a 960 save percentage. He's playing unreal right now for the Stars. Yeah, 960 save percentage, 1.17 ERA. And the issue with the Rangers lately is they haven't been able to score. Their scoring has been down in the last few games. They haven't scored. Um, they scored two or less in four straight losses, so they haven't scored 3 goals yet in their last 4 games. Now they have to come to Dallas, which is a tough place to play. The Stars are playing well at home, 3-0 in the year, and they have to face Ottinger. I just don't like the spot for the Rangers. I'm on Dallas money line here because Shesterkin has been confirmed. I will most likely be taking the under 5.5 as well after the show. The 7 of the last 10 meetings in Dallas between these two teams went under 5.5, and I think we have a perfect goalie matchup in this one with Shesterkin and Ottinger and the Rangers' recent offense. I think it goes under. So stars and under for me in the first game of the day. Going on to game number 2, we have the Tampa Bay Lightning and the San Jose Sharks. You can currently get Tampa Bay minus 185 to minus 210. San Jose plus 160 to plus 175. Sixes, I do see a couple 5.5s available in this one as well. I like the spot for Tampa Bay. In their last 7 games in San Jose, they're 5-2. They covered the puck line in 4 of those 5 games, coming off a 4-2 win against the Anaheim Ducks. But they've had 2 days off, so they've had some time here to rest up and get ready for this game. San Jose only has 1 day off in their last game. I just think this is a good spot for the Lightning. I think they win by 2 or more, so I am on Tampa Bay puck line. And this one here. Going on to the game I'll be watching tonight, Minnesota Wild and the Detroit Red Wings. In this one, you can currently find Minnesota minus 149 to minus 165. Detroit is plus 130 to plus 145. 6.5s right across the board in this one. I was confident the Wild would beat Montreal. I was confident that the Wild would beat Ottawa. and I'm confident that the Wild will beat Chicago tomorrow. This is the one game that I'm a little bit more iffy on, and Philip Gustafson, the Wild's backup, will actually be in net for this game, which again makes me even more iffy about it. So I'm taking the over 6.5 at -105, and the Wild team total over 3.5 at -110. It'll be Husso against um, Gustafson. If you look at numbers this year, obviously Husso has the advantage, but the Wild are playing well now. They're out of that beginning funk that they had. So as long as Gustafson plays average, I think the Wild have a good chance to win this game. But obviously, -149 to -160. I don't want to take them in regulation with Gustafson. So it's Wild team total over 3.5 and the full game over 6.5 for me in this one. The Wild have won the last three meetings in Detroit and six of the last seven meetings against Detroit overall. So I like the Wild to win the game, and I like them again tomorrow. Flower will be in net against Chicago, but I'll get to that in the other show coming up later, where we'll go over tomorrow's games. Um, Going right on to the next one, we have the Carolina Hurricanes and the Philadelphia Flyers here. You can get Carolina -180 to -200. Philadelphia is +150 to +170. Sixes, I do see 1 6.5, a couple 6.5s available here in this one as well. Carolina let me down like yesterday. I had them in regulation against the Islanders, a team that they played really well at home for a long time, and they just didn't really show up. I'm sure Nick is happy because he was at the game yesterday, so his Islanders won. Now Carolina has to play the next night and head to Philadelphia. Um, and if you've watched this Philadelphia team play this year, heading to Philadelphia isn't an easy 2 points, like a lot of people thought it might have been. So on a back-to-back, heading to Philadelphia, Carter Hart is in net. Um, I'm going right back to the Flyers here. They're playing for Tortorella. Um, it's just surprising how well this team has done. So I'm going to back them here, +164. You can get them anywhere up to +170, between +150. I think it's a good price for the Flyers as an underdog here at home with Carter Hart in net. He's been playing really well, and this Flyers team is just playing well. And this Hurricanes team, yes, they might very well. They could come in here and smash the Flyers, pissed off after last night. But I have to see it first. I like what I've seen from the Flyers this year. Going on to the next game that I picked out here, we have the Toronto Maple Leafs and the LA Kings. In this one, you can get Toronto -143 to -152. So pretty close odds there. LA +120 to +127. 6.5s right across the board, basically -115, -120. So books are all incredibly aligned on this game with the Leafs and the Kings. I have not officially pulled a trigger on this game yet, but I kind of want to back the Leafs. Ilya Samsonov in net. He has been the shining spot for the Leafs season so far this year. If you take him out of it, I think the Leafs beginning of the season has been a disaster. But he's been the bright spot for them coming in here in LA. Part of me is thinking maybe go towards the under, but it's tough to take this LA Kings team under right now. So as of right this moment, no official play. Follow me at Let's Go Wild Picks on Betstamp. Perfect segue into that to get my other picks that I have for later on. And use code WILD in the referral code section and follow me there at Let's Go Wild Picks because I most likely will be adding a pick in this Leafs and Kings game after the show. Two more games here, and then we'll get to goalie poll and then other picks. Edmonton and Calgary, the Battle of Alberta here. Um, the line moved on this one. So we had a lot of sevens last night. And now we have 6.5s. So that is good for anyone looking at the over. You can get Edmonton plus 123 to plus 135. Calgary minus 143 to minus 156. 6.5s right across the board in this one. I picked this game to talk about because obviously it's a big game here, big rivalry between the Oilers and Flames. But I'm kind of going back and forth. Part of me wants to take the over in this game between these two teams, and part of me wants because 7 of the last 10 meetings in Calgary went over 6.5 between these two teams, and then part of me wants to take the draw. I think my dream scenario for this game is 3-3 overtime game, and I could cash both. Haven't pulled the trigger on either yet, but most likely looking at the draw, which would be plus three, uh, plus 350, plus 367, depending on where you look, and then most likely over minus 120 in this one. And then we'll get to perhaps my one of my favorite games of the night. One of the final games of the night we have here: Pittsburgh Penguins and the Seattle Kraken. You can get Pittsburgh minus 120 to minus one. Um, sorry, minus 115 to minus 127. Seattle minus 105 to plus 110. 6.5s right across the board in this one. Took the over 6.5 last night. Basically, it'll be to Smith here for the Penguins on a second night of a back to back. Most likely will be Martin Jones once again for the Kraken. The Kraken are a huge over team right now. The Penguins are an over team as well. Yesterday, I believe the final score was 5-1, unless there was another goal that I missed there. But yeah, 5-1. So close to the over yesterday there. I think we get to the over with this one with the Kraken. But one interesting thing is Kraken player props um, are very nicely priced. I got Jared McCann to get a point, one of their leading scorers for minus 110. And I got Matthew Beniers to get a point for minus 118. With a total at 6.5, and the Kraken are slight underdogs, I'm not sure why their top players are minus 110, minus 118 to get a point, but I will take it. So I'm on those two for now. Could possibly add some more later as well. Going into the goalie pool segment, looking at the other games that I didn't go over. Ottawa, Florida. I do like Florida to win this game. Um, I want to target Matthew Kachuk in some fashion, but his point total is 1.5, and Florida is obviously big favorites. So I have Florida money line in a 4-teamer. I'll give that out right this second. Florida, Tampa Bay, Minnesota, and Buffalo, all on the money line. 4-teamer plus 479. Those are my 4-team money line parlay. And then my player point parlay: Steven Stamkos to get a point, Rasmus Dahlin to get a point, and Matt Zuccarello to get a point for plus 241. So I like Florida to win the game, but don't really want to take them on the puck line. Montreal, St. Louis. Ooh, this one's tough. I'll be rooting as a fan for Montreal because I am not fond of the St. Louis Blues team for good reason. I'm sure people can understand why. So I hope Montreal wins this game, but I won't have any money on it. We'll just kind of be watching it from the sidelines. Chicago Buffalo. Sports Interaction had a total of 5 in this game yesterday. Um, and obviously, I jumped on that, being that everywhere else has 6.5. The bet did get voided. It is going to happen. I expected it to happen, but had to take the chance there anyway because uh, total of 5 between these two teams with Soderblom and net for Chicago is just insane. So sadly, that was voided. Um, didn't bet the over 6.5, but that's where I would lean with this one. Uh, but I like Buffalo to win with Soderblom and net. Colorado, New York Islanders. Complete pass. 100% pass. If there's any game on the board today, that I'm going to pass. It's that one. Um, I'm not taking the Islanders with Varlamov and net, and I don't want to take the Avalanche here. Both teams on the second night of a back to back. The total being 5.5 is really interesting, though. Actually, seeing a 5.5 here. Um, I don't know why we're seeing 5.5 in this game. So yeah, I'll be adding over 5.5 after the show. I don't understand why we have 5.5 in this game. So I'll be adding that after the show. And then Washington, Nashville. So it isn't a straight pass. I thought it was going to be a complete pass, but seeing that 5.5 is a kind of a no brainer there. But Washington and Nashville, this is a game I'm passing on. So um, I just don't have an opinion on it. Um, I could see either team winning. Maybe the draw on this one, but I'm definitely not pulling the trigger on anything. And then other picks, I don't have any, to be honest with you. I wasn't sure that I was going to be, or I didn't know I was going to be doing the show solo today. So I don't have anything else, just focusing in on hockey today. Obviously, NFL tomorrow. I do have my two teamer in the college football, but that's already going. So um, that is basically about it. A little bit of a short show here. We will go to the best bet segment here and start with over under, as we usually do. I'll bring it up. Second here, and we'll start with over under. For me, Pittsburgh, Seattle, over 6.5, plus 100. Nick is going to college football, USC and Arizona, under 75.5, minus 110. Ryan is going with Toronto, LA, over 6.5, minus 115. IceX is going Toronto team total over 3.5, minus 102. For dog of the day, me and Nick are both going with the Philadelphia Flyers, plus 170. Ryan is going with the New York Islanders, plus 124. And IceX is taking the Washington Capitals, plus 117. And for best bets of the day, for me, I'm going to go Wild team total over 3.5, minus 110. Nick is going with UCF Knights money line minus 115. Ryan is taking Florida Panthers in regulation minus 120. And IceX is going with New York Rangers minus 1.5, plus 225. And that is today's show. So best of luck to everybody on your bets tonight. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Smash the like button if you enjoy the content. I appreciate all the support. We'll be doing a show for tomorrow's games. Was scheduled to go at 2 p.m. Eastern. Might bump that back a little bit, but we'll have the show for tomorrow sometime today. So keep hit the subscribe button, hit the bell on YouTube so you can get notifications when we go live, and you'll find out the time for the show later. Best of luck to everybody on your bets tonight, and we'll see you again for another episode. Getting well with Terry and friends. Best of luck, guys.